Low. Everybody ready? Luke Brian Turner. Lukey. How are you feeling? Good? Yeah? You sure? Lukey, in fact, firstly, I'd just like to say I've only got one thank you, and it's to Naomi for giving out the most. Sorry. My only thank you is to Naomi for just delivering the most disturbing line that I have ever had. It's totally outrageous. Yeah, I had a bit of guidance from a number of key figures as to what would and wouldn't be considered appropriate for this speech. Some things I might have wanted to say, which I'm just not going to. The thumb screws are firmly on. But should you want to be shocked by my apologies, but please find Babs or Giles or any of his close friends, and he'll be able to fill you in on all of these stories. All of these stories. Okay, well, there's little doubt in my mind that one day Luke will hopefully be my best man. So with a little cunning foresight, I'm going to be really easy on him. Of course, this is not true. We've known each other since we were filling our nappies together. Literally. We grew up in the same neighbourhood, running around each other's gardens, exploring the world of imagination, testing each other's strengths and weaknesses. It was a wonderfully peaceful childhood when Luke wasn't biting me. Luke's bite was so vicious and so merciless, he used to draw blood on my bed. Sometimes something would change in him, his eyes would fire up and glaze over. But the funny thing was, Luke was a real sissy when it came to blood. He used to run away screaming, bleeding, bleeding. Nothing's changed, really. He still recalls with great glee and accusation how Mother Watts once slapped him for drawing my blood. But this is what it was like between our families, teaching Luke how to behave. Luke's had a very colourful life, as you have seen so far today, in all meanings of the phrase. Somehow you knew he was going to. It started quite naturally with felt tips on pieces of paper, and slowly progressed to his toenails, then to stripping off butt naked, rolling around the dining room floor with felt tips all over him. Nothing's changed here either. This was about the time when Luke started to realise that he could also use his face as a canvas. Makeup was his next big thing. But one incident that punctuates mine and Luke's relationship happened on a dark night back in the late 80s. The stark landing light illuminating the scattered box of paper clips that me and Luke sat around at the top of the stairs. Remember? Where am I? Behind Luke, the dark gaping hole down to the hall below. Now there's various versions of what happened here, but one thing can be assured, that the only way to shut up this bragging goody two-shoes who claimed he put away more paper clips than I did was to push him down the stairs and break his collarbone. Thus disarming him, allowing me to gain my rightful place as champion of paper clips. It's the kind of status that is important to a child. But Luke, I do remember the dread. It was a good life lesson for us both, wasn't it? I was always the winner. So, come here, Luke. Here's a paper clip. To 1, W champion of paper clips. 2, to remind you of the long weeks of suffering endured because of me. And to 3, to stop you from introducing me to any of your new friends as quote unquote, this is my best friend Joe, he pushed me down the stairs and broke my collarbone.
Precious, sorry.
So, he forgave me, and in the summer of '92, we tied the knot and got married. Great, I don't know what you're talking about. It was a beautiful sunny day, as you can see, in the Turner Orchard. He wore his wedding dress with such lavish vanity, dolled up to the high heavens, makeup spattered all over his face. Darling, you look beautiful. Honestly, you did. I was wearing Bermuda shorts and a colourful t-shirt. We were married for 18 loving years. Until 4 months ago, when he phoned me and asked for a divorce. I was truly gutted. What had I done? Was it because I had not consummated the marriage? Was it because I'd been living in Bristol for 3 years with another woman? But anyway, our marriage was fruitful while it lasted. Jane.
Luke and I had a typical relationship for brothers 4 years apart in age. Sometimes we're good friends, as you can see there.
Isn't it lovely?
But it may be fair to say that I was at times a total bully. I remember conducting experiments on him, such as pinning him down and attempting to feed him a slug on a spoon, which it turns out is quite difficult and causes the subject some undue stress. Another experiment was conducted sat outside a supermarket, waiting for my mum and dad. I convinced Luke and Jessica that they donated themselves to medical science and wouldn't be coming back. I almost convinced myself. I was crying. Luke loves music. He has some embarrassing early favourites, which include Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, Roxette, Elton John. I know, me as well, it's just my opportunity, do you know what I mean? Elton John and some terrible American Christian musical tapes called Kids Praise. With Salty, the singing hymn book. All of these I mocked him for, but he will particularly remember the line, "Say Bryan Adams is shit," or "I'm telling Mum and Dad you said shit." There is of course no excuse for these mind games, but to put it in context, look at these pictures. He was a child that all adults loved, and he missed no opportunity in sucking up. At parents' evening, his science teacher said, was asked by my dad why he hadn't been disciplined for not handing in any homework over the year. She answered, "He just looks at me with those big blue eyes and I don't have the heart." For an older brother, what's not to hate? Luke has always been creative. I looked over his shoulder at just age 6. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it, I suppose. I looked over his shoulder at just age 6 and asked him what he was drawing. He answered with confidence, "Kylie Minogue topless." It It was a great picture, but unfortunately it was promptly destroyed when I started laughing. What he didn't know was that Mum saved it from the bin and kept it all these years. Not really, Precious drew that yesterday. Don't you think it looks a little bit like Miranda though with her hair? His drawing was advanced for his age though. Here's a photo of his drawing at age 4. There we go, yeah, you can see that. And here's a photo of my drawing at age 4. I know, abstract, it's good, it's good. I didn't really represent much competition. I was a bit of a late developer. Being who he is, he forgave me for my early interventions and we became close friends. Most of my close friends now were people that were introduced to me by Luke. He's the kind of person who puts everyone at ease. He loves people and loves to party. If you know Luke, you'll no doubt have heard sudden outburst of "Oh no!" This usually just means he's lost his mobile phone or his wallet or his bag or his coursework from college for the last year. Sometimes it can be something slightly more entertaining, and we made a short list. So, for saying thank you to Cash Points.
That's true. Dropping Mike's brand new camcorder off a pier.
Breaking his toe kicking furniture because he burnt his cake.
Opening a corkscrew into his own eye.
Knocking himself out by running headlong into a fence at Shambhala.
Zoning out and stroking a bra in Tesco's. 1 month ago.
I didn't realise what it was. Is that your excuse? Yeah, me. For hitting himself in the face with a tennis racket after losing every point in the match to me. Okay.
Referring to Miranda's work as genetical science.
But most of all, for rushing into the toilet cubicle in a pub, dropping his trousers and pants, he was only alerted to any problem by a whimper from the 3-year-old child sat behind him. For all of these reasons, Luke. Oh no!